Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you. Before your arrival, we were talking about the wars and glories of Nigeria. Ever since we attained the independence, the country attained independence in 1960 up until today. We're celebrating the 59th independence anniversary of Nigeria today. And the question every ordinary Nigerian wants to ask and is really asking for answers is where we got it all wrong. Today, Nigeria is faced with a lot of challenges ranging from economic to political to socio-economic. What do you think is the real problem? A lot of scholars have attributed our problems to the 1966 coup. Do you really think that that is the genesis of the Nigerian problem as well?
Well, something brought about the coup to start with, and that means there was a problem before the coup happened.
Okay.
Clearly, the British handed over a violent state to the Nigerian ruling elite to whom they handed over. The choice of leaders then was faulty. So if anything you build on a faulty foundation will continue to rock and rock and rock until it collapses, unless there is a concerted effort to brace that foundation, restructure, and then continue to build a nation. As it happens with any building, so it is with a nation. We build nations. Nations don't build themselves. So the British knew what they were doing. They were being forced out of the country. They wanted a country they could come back to with subterfuge to continue to milk. And that's what has happened. And that's what's been going on since then. So it wasn't because of the coup. Something led to the coup.
Okay.
The corruption, the lopsidedness, and everything in the country led to the coup. But since the coup, we have never regained our balance.
The reason I asked that question before I give Alade Somi the floor is that a lot of Nigerians, especially those who witnessed the evolution of Nigeria since independence, they feel that Nigeria's problem originated from the much power that was accorded the military at that time. Remember that the military ruled Nigeria for a straight 33 years before we even got it right at all. Well, there were breaks at some point, but then this power that was accorded the military, some believe that has been the reason why Nigeria was plunged into a pit of corruption that we still experience today.
I started by saying the British handed over a violent state.
Okay.
Nobody accorded the military the powers they had. The military seized power. And when you seize power, nobody in power relinquishes that power peacefully. People have to seize power from whoever is holding it. And that is what is going on. And until we come together as Nigerians to withdraw the power, to seize power from the current political elite. From time, the military is a twin brother of the civilian that they handed over to two. They made sure they handed over to their twin brothers or sisters when they were living. When we Nigerians forced them out of power,
political horse trading
continued. And that's what we've been dealing with since 1999.
Ọ̀rẹ́ àmọ́dúpẹ́ ní ọwọ́ ọ̀dọ̀gbọ́n Aboríṣàdé, jẹ́ kí n lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ ọmọọba Dàpọ̀ Adépọ̀jù pẹ̀lú àwọn àlàyé tí ó ti wà ńlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ àti gbogbo nǹkan tí a ti fojú rí látìgbà tí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tí ó ti gba òmìnira láti ọdún 1960 wá. Ìjà lè sọ pé àwọn baba ńlá wa tí wọ́n ti ẹ̀jà fitafita fún òmìnira ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣáwọn gan ṣòótọ́ láti ilẹ̀ wa.
Ẹ ṣe olótù gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí professor tí wọ́n sọ, mo rò wípé nígbà tí pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá a kà tí wọ́n kọ́ wa ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga wípé ó yẹ kí ètò àpérò kan kó wáyé kó tó di wípé nǹkan tá à ń pè ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kó tó di pé a mú wá sí ìmúṣẹ. So náà àwọn kan wá sọ pé àwọn olóyìnbó wá ní it was an unholy marriage. So àwọn elédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì yẹn wọ́n rí àwọn kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọlọ́gbọ́n, wọ́n dẹ̀ rí àwọn kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí òmùgọ̀.
àwọn òyìnbó ìgbà yẹn.
So wọ́n wá rí wípé tá a bá ní ká fi àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n yìí tá a bá ní ká gbé agbára lé wọn lọ́wọ́ nítorí pé àwọn gangan ló kúnjú òṣùwọ̀n pé wọ́n máa wò wá lójú, wọ́n máa gbó wa lẹ́nu, wọ́n wá ní òkè, wọ́n wá mú ìrù ẹkùn wọ́n fi lé ajá lọ́wọ́. Ìgbà tán dẹ̀ ṣe yẹn tán, àwọn tán tún wá fi àdàgbà ètò orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn lé lọ́wọ́ ńgbà yẹn, àwọn ò wá rò pé orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn lè tóbi ju bí àwọn ṣe rò lọ. So nítorí náà àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ń sìn kò ju wípé à ń pọ̀ sí gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn kò sí nínú ètò àbí àwọn nǹkan táwọn gan tiẹ̀ ti sọ pé ok a fẹ́ gbé a fẹ́ gúnyán o, iyán èèyàn mélòó lẹ fẹ́ ṣe o, èèyàn 6 ni o,
àwọn 10 wá dé,
àwọn 10 bí 20 wọ́n wá dé, tó ń jẹ èèyàn bíi 6, nǹkan tó ń fa nǹkan tí mo lérò tèmi tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ni.
Barrister Yẹmí Adétóyìnbó, ẹ jẹ́ kí a wò pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà ńlẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn àti bí ìṣàkóso ṣe rí, ṣé wọ́n ní lọ́kàn náà lóòótọ́ pé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lè dà nǹkan tó dà lónìí, àbí àìní lọ́kàn wọn gbà náà ló jẹ́ kí ọrọ̀ ajé wa àti ọrọ̀ òṣèlú ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà kó dà bó ṣe dà lẹ́yìn ọdún 1960?
àwọn tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè wa wọ́n ní ètò tó dáa, òṣèlú yé wọn, ìfọkànsìn jẹ́ tó jẹ́ kókó láyà wọn. Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Anthony Enahoro, Tafawa Balewa, Aminu Kano, gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá ń dárúkọ. Iṣẹ́ tí àwọn Abba Macaulay ti ṣe lẹ̀, àwọn Kingston Martins tó kọ́ wọlé ìbò 1923 Lagos City Council elections láyé NNDP kó tó di pé NSNC, AG, NPC gbogbo wọn tán wà kalẹ̀, àwọn NEPU, Northern Element Progressive Union. Nígbà yẹn rí pé àti ìlú àtọba àti ìjòyè ló ń ṣe òṣèlú. Nígbà tẹ́ rí pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba wà, ọba Adésọjí Adérẹ̀mí Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ ó jẹ́ gómìnà Western Region, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn? Àwọn Sir Kanu Ibiam ó jẹ́ gọ́vnà Eastern Region, so Sir Kashim Imam ó jẹ́ gọ́vnà Northern Region. Gọ́vnà á wà, premier á wà lọ́tọ̀, ìgbìmọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba Council of Chiefs ibi tó lóye wá wà, àwọn tí ò lólóyè wọ́n fún ọ ní warrant chiefs, so that we can compete ká lè jọ ṣe competitively. Ibi tí èkùrọ́ wà, ibi tí epo wà, ibi tí ẹ̀pà wà, olóróró tá à ń pàjẹ́, gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ń lọ. Àwọn Malaysia wọ́n wá tọrọ èkùrọ́ ń bí, the so-called Asia Tigers, gbogbo wọn tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ China, àwọn chinko wọ̀nyẹn, àwọn Korea, North Korea, South Korea, ibi náà ti mú èso nǹkan lọ, ìtọ́ òní, ibi tó yẹ kí wọ́n máa fi náà ìtì ilẹ̀ kán tó lè gbìn nǹkan síbẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run fún gbogbo orí ọ̀fẹ́ yẹn. Àwọn bàbá yẹn ṣètò, mo sọ ṣáájú lẹ́ẹ̀kan, mo ní ọdún 1957 ní Eastern and Western Region, olóyè Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ ti Western Region àti Nnamdi Azikiwe Eastern Region gbà yẹn, tí wọ́n ti ṣe ìjọba, tí wọ́n ti gbọ́ òmìnira abẹ́lé, self-sustained government. La ṣe ní first television in Africa, first radio, gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ Liberty Stadium Ìbàdàn òun ló ṣe àkọ́kọ́ nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà, gbogbo nǹkan ètò bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. So ìtàdẹ̀mọ̀ ní pé ṣé wàá rí àwọn tó wá tẹ̀lé àìgbọ́n ayé tí mò ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. Ńgbà Balẹ̀ wá sọ pé orílẹ̀ Áfíríkà òun ló jẹ́ ihun tó jẹ wá lógún nípa ètò àlàkalẹ̀ wa fún ọ̀rọ̀ òkèèrè, centerpiece of our foreign policy. Ṣé rí pé ńgbà Nàìjíríà di giant of Africa, ìtọ́ ń ṣe ńgbà yẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n continue parliamentary system, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi, ìjọba tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa dìbò ní àwọn kan bí aṣojú láti ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan, so kò sẹ́ni tí ò sí ń bẹ̀. Àwọn bàbá yẹn wá jókòó, Awólọ́wọ̀ ní leader government business, bó ṣe ń ṣètò Western Region gẹ́gẹ́ bí premier náwọn tó ń kalẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá gbọ́ bàbá Àdìgún gbà yẹn, àwọn tó ń jẹ́ tó ń sọ pé wọ́n ń ṣe minister ní Western Region, àwọn náà ló tún ṣe minister ní center. So ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí gbajúmọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ tó pọ̀ jù NPC yẹn, Balewa yẹn, ó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ NPC. Azikiwe tó jẹ́ ceremonial president NCNC, Awólọ́wọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé òun ló ń ṣètò bí gbogbo nǹkan ṣe máa lọ déédéé, ó jẹ́ ti action group. Àwọn NEPU, àwọn Aminu Kano, àwọn náà wà ń bẹ̀. So tá à ń sọ ni pé àgbájọpọ̀ ṣe nǹkan yẹn, kò ń ṣe pé bó wọn ṣe máa jí owó kó tí nǹkan ò ní lọ diversion of public fund kákóṣàpò wa kí iṣẹ́ máa lọ ìjọba tí wọ́n ń ṣe lọ lọ́dún mẹ́fà yẹn àwọn Major Cardinal Nzegu wọ́n wá gbàjọba èyí tó jẹ́ pé ìta ní western region ta ní eastern region ìgbà tó ń create midwestern region 1963 torí report Willings wípé àwọn tí ẹ̀yà wọn kéré ṣé mọ̀ pé Yorùbá tóbi díẹ̀ àwọn Haúsá náà tóbi díẹ̀ Haúsá Fúlàní lápá kan lápá òkè ọ̀yà ní apá ti ẹgbẹ́ wa ń bí àwọn Ìgbò àwọn náà pọ̀ díẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ṣé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ kò tó nǹkan àwọn ẹ̀yà bí àwọn Ìjọ àwọn Ìrògbò àwọn Ìsoko àwọn Ìṣẹ̀kírì gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹ
táwọn òpọ̀ tó
wá àwọn Efik bíbí gbogbo àwọn àpapọ̀ lórí pé àwọn náà nìkan dúró náà wá ṣe midwestern region wọ́n wá yọ kúrò ní western region pẹ̀lú Denis Osadebe tó jẹ́ pé lọ́ọ̀yà níbi Awólọ́wọ̀ òun náà ń ṣèjọba ń bẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe dáadáa àwọn ṣe máa ń gbọ́ngbà àwọn Sir Michael Ọ̀para àwọn tó fọkàn sí ní eléyìí orúkọ wọn ò parẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ṣe láwọn gbà tí Cardinal Nzegu wà lọ gbàjọba òun gan ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn sọ́jà àwọn ọmọ wẹ́wẹ́ sọ́jà táwọn débì kan àwọn ló lọ gbàjọba àwọn àgbà wọn ẹni tó jẹ́ the commandant Nigerian Army ìyẹn Major General Aguiyi Ironsi òun ló wá lọ ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti wá jẹ́ olórí ìjọba ológun ó dẹ̀ wá yọ ètò yìí pé kájọ máa ṣe ń bí bó ṣe ń bọ̀ kó bá wá sálẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé devolution of powers ó wá gé kúrò ó wá di pé ó wá gbé interpol ní unitary government kí gbogbo àmà sá lọ Èkó
ìjọba alájùmọ̀ṣe
gbogbo ìjọba alágbára kan pa tó tó di pé kò sí pínlẹ̀ kò sí region kankan mọ́ ìtàn bá fẹ́ ṣe kí gbogbo àmà sá lọ Èkó nígbà yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé Èkó níjọba ti bẹ̀ kó tó di pé a lọ Àbújá so ìyẹn ló wá di pé eré ìjèrè o ìjọba ológun Ìdẹ́kúnlé Fájuyì ní western region ṣe ń gbọ́ mi bẹ́yẹn Odúmẹ́gun Chukwuemeka Ojukwu Ikemba ní eastern region then General Hasan Katsina governor northern region so àwọn yẹn ń gbà tí wọ́n wá ń ṣèjọba ó tún wá di pé kò sọ́ba mọ́ kò sí ìbọ̀wọ̀ fágbà mọ́ àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ gan wọ́n ti fi ẹ̀sùn treasonable felon wọ́n ti fi kàn wọ́n ti kó wọn ti mọ́lé ìyẹn la wá ṣe títí ara wọn tó wá gbàjọba láti gbà yẹn ológun yẹn la wá ṣe títí First Republic lọ Alhaji Shehu Shagari débẹ̀ 1979 so yẹ mọ̀ pé 79 Shagari wá débẹ̀ yẹn ni pé ká tún wá bọ́ sí ìjọba alágbádá àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ tó ti ṣe dáadáa ńgbà yẹn wọ́n tún wá gbàpò tí UPN kalẹ̀ Azikiwe tó wá mú NPP ó fi wọlé NPP gbà yẹn ó wọlé òun náà tún ṣèjọ òun náà lóun tó fẹ́ gbàpò tí president so Aminu Kano náà PRP jáde ní Kano so gbogbo tá à ń sọ ni pé Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim GNPP politics without bitterness òun náà jáde ìgbà tí ìyẹn ń lọ lọ́wọ́ Chief Dr. Tunji Braithwaite òun náà gbé náà wọlé títí di 83 yẹn so àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yẹn wà ẹgbẹ́ bíi márùn yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ ṣèjọba ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tá a dìbò Shagari wọlé ṣé mọ̀ pé bí wọ́n ṣe gbéjọba alẹ̀ yẹn a ní 1979 constitution ìwé òfin wa ni pé ká ní àlàkalẹ̀ ìwé òfin Republican constitution 1963 torí 1960 constitution àwọn ìgboro aláwọ̀ ló ṣe ẹ̀ fún wa ilé tó wá jẹ́ tó apẹ́ àti gbòmìnira gan tó jẹ́ pé ó wá dúró rẹ̀ níjọba 63 yẹn so n tá a ṣe ń gbà yẹn àtúnyẹ̀wò ẹ̀ ipe gbòòrò àti fẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú a ní 1979 constitution ṣùgbọ́n àtúnṣe yẹn lọ àwọn ológun tó yọjú hàn jẹ́ Shagari ó ṣèjọba àmọ́ pé wọ́n náà kówó jẹ wọ́n tọrọ ajé báṣubàṣu àwọn Àdìsá Akínlóye àwọn Umaru Dikko àwọn Mallam Ali Makele àwọn Emmanuel Osamo tán bá Shagari ṣèjọba àwọn Dr. Alẹ́sẹ̀ Kwẹ́mẹ́ àwọn náà ibi tán bá wà lẹ́ni ẹnujọ́ mẹ́ta ní Shagari dolóògbé ẹnujọ́ mẹ́ta ní Kwẹ́mẹ́ dolóògbé wọ́n fojú wọn rí ìyà Nàìjíríà ipe ní kété ta tó wá ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ ológun wọn tún jẹ́ ó dúró re ó di pé ká wá ṣe oṣù kàkà máa kó gbogbo owó tàbùàtàbùà nítorí yẹ ká ṣe gbogbo àjàkúta rolling company báyẹn gbogbo Ìtàpẹ̀ rolling mill Àlàjà rolling mill Òṣogbo rolling mill ibo náà wà sí Àrẹwà tex ní Kaduna ibo náà wà sí iṣẹ́ òun náà ṣe ilé tó wà ní Ìlá ní Lẹ́kìtì kan so ìta mọ̀ ní pé gbogbo ibi tó yẹ ká ríṣẹ́ ṣe àwa di ẹni tí ebi ń palẹ̀ ni Muhammadu Buhari tó wà ìjọba ń sin gbogbo ìjìyàn tó ń gbà ní pé bóun ní gbogbo nǹkan ṣe máa wá kójọ ìjọba Ọbásanjọ́ nígbà tá a tún ní alágbádá mi ìjọba Umaru Yar'Adua ìjọba Jonathan ó tún di pé wọ́n tún kó náà ní lásán so ẹni tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sí pé ká wá ṣe àtúnṣe.
ó dà ẹ ṣeun a ṣe ń bọ̀ lórí àpilẹ̀kọ ọ̀rọ̀ ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari láàárọ̀ yìí.
Okay, Barrister Adetoyibo, I'm still on you. We've been talking so much about military influence on the development of Nigeria since independence. Now, in 1999, Nigeria, democracy as it were, returned to the country, and ever since then it's been unbroken. Till now, we still continue to revisit some of these challenges that you've aforementioned. What do you think then is still the problem? Now, the military is not in power anymore. It's not about the democratic rule.
Definitely and definitively. as a lawyer, as a political scientist, as an historian, as a journalist, and as a management expert, when you are well armed and well equipped, you can assume leadership because you will know what you want to do. The bane of Nigeria is lack of leadership, purposeful leadership. Governance delivery leadership is lacking in Nigeria. Self-sacrifices is lacking. So those who took off power, General Olusegun Obasanjo, having been former head of state in 1976 to 79, taking the reins of power from Murtala Mohammed, who did very well. But Obasanjo's 1999 to 2007, when he ran Nigeria for 8 years, he started very well. He came on, he retired most military personnel, but because of his background as a military general, so his experience was brought to the affairs of governance. He established the FCC to curb corruption, the ICPC to curb corruption, and so many other anti-corruption agencies. So when he retired, political militaries who are clothed in military clothing at the same time, they are politicians. So retire most of them this colonel and above, so that we can have a free and better, organized democratic society. Because to grow democratic institutions, which has been taken off, from the pre-1979 era to 1983. So the military junta again, being imposed in power, they didn't allow democratic institutions to grow. Because when they come to power, the issue of legislation is sacked, the judiciary is not that they are not here because of fear of the military. So, but what I'm saying now is that at the end of the day, successive leadership from Olusegun Obasanjo, 1999, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua did well as well because of his sister. He died, and the Goodluck Jonathan coming in, he derailed. He couldn't live up to expectation. He was labeled a lucky, a turkey or a chicken. Well, because how can you have a president? I said Obasanjo did his best. Obasanjo at the end of the day, when he was talking about total agenda, because of his self-interest,
Barrister Adetoyin, but I know you have a lot to. If you start to analyze,
there are gamut and barrage of issues, and I just for discussing. I'm only saying that because Jonathan derailed, we are taking on these issues. Because the gas something, when Buhari came on, Buhari said there was an amount of money when salary could not be paid by state and federal government. Say release the gas money. And that was how the Paris reform, whatever is it coming to bring. But the present administration now, having run Nigeria for 4 years, the same problems still bedevil Nigeria. Okay. And now we are still battling.
Professor Aborishade, I need your candid opinion about this question. Though he's been able to give us his own perspective. But then do you think democracy in Nigeria since 1999 has really rubbed off on national integration, so to speak?
Well, there hasn't been democracy in Nigeria since 1999. There has been civil rule. In other words, there are certain ingredients we look out for to call governance democracy.
Okay.
They are lacking. One, the people must be able to decide who governs them without being induced to do so. They must have full knowledge. There must be the minimum of living wage so that you cannot bribe me to drop my vote for you. If I can eat, if I can send my children to school, if I can do a whole lot of things on my own from my earnings, nobody is going to induce me. If that happens, whenever I choose who leads me, it is free of interference. These are some of the things that are required before you call a particular setup democracy. So in Nigeria, we've had exchange of baton between one civil leaders to another. And to come back to I thank Barrister for his historical knowledge.
Thank you very much.
But let's see, and let's admit, we have not been developing because we haven't had leaders, as he said. Why haven't we had leaders? I hold here the Minority Report and Draft Constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1976. Authored by Dr. Segun Oshoba. and late Yusuf Bala Usman. Obasanjo, sorry, not Obasanjo. Obasanjo was in government. Awolowo withdrew. And so we had the 49 wise men. When they turned in their report, it was a report and a constitution that favored the same clique, the oligarchs. But these two gentlemen decided that that kind of constitution was not going to pay Nigeria in the development process. The two of them were academics. Segun Oshoba was in University of Ife then. Bala Yusuf Usman was ABU Zaria. And both sat together and wrote a minority report. They didn't just write a minority report. They wrote a minority constitution. Of course, the big guns, the power grabbers, who came together, the 47 others, and wrote their own constitution, favored the military then. And they accepted that. Not only that, they tinkered with that same constitution. They outlawed certain areas from the consideration of the group, but when they submitted the report, they inserted their own, which nobody else could talk about. And that's what has got us into where we are today. So the constitution that had been operated and been renewed every other time is the same constitution. We cannot have that constitution and hope that Nigeria is going to develop. Democracy is not going to develop. But this offers us a way out. This minority constitution offers us a way out. Only some parts of it will need to be revised because of the realities of today, from 1976 to today. If we review that, if we had a constituent assembly of all nationalities, of frontline civil society organizations, professionals, come together to review this, we are going to have a good constitution that is going to lead us. Without that, we are beating about the bush.
All right,
we are 59 and we are toddlers.
Okay, Professor, before we start to talk about governments per se in Nigeria, a lot of people believe that federalism is not really effective in the country, and a lot of Nigerian elites have also opined that we need to restructure before we can get it right in the country. We're coming to that, but first let me ask Prince Adepoju, do we still have hope in the country, in the Nigerian state? Because successive government leaders have always dropped messages of hopes on Independence Day. This hope, is it realistic?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think it's realistic, though it's going to take time. Even advanced countries, they have had their own challenges, issues. What I believe, like the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, let me say, it went the other way. It didn't tell the normal way in which we Nigerians are used to, like the governance we are used to. So that's why you see a lot of
by that, how do you mean?
Yeah, I mean that his approach is different from those that has ruled. Let's take from 1999 till date.
Can you be precise?
Yeah, in the sense that it's talking about fighting corruption.
Okay.
And the bane of development, like what the barrister said, is corruption. Like an ordinary, even in advanced countries, they believe that an ordinary Nigerian is corrupt. So this man came wearing a toga of that is an anti-corruption crusader. If you want to be corrupt, I will come for you. And some people are like, okay, we are going to fight back. The corruption too led to all these security issues we are experiencing in Nigeria today. But we thank God that gradually people are now afraid that anything can happen, that you must report to someone, that you that anybody can just be watching you. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So PNB is like going back to the root, the foundation, doing some kind of correctional measure so that, you know, governments that will come after him can leverage on that and build like a better Nigeria. Because the fact is that we are so many, a country of over 200 million Nigerians. Even when you look at the United Nations statistics of childbirth and all that, are they going to the creeks, those yard babies, those people you just you discover that you see a woman on the market space that people just run after her, you know, they wrap a cloth and before you know it, she has given birth to a baby boy or a baby girl. Are those children on the list of maybe like the United Nations record that they have another baby? But they will just tell us Nigerians are over. We are so, as in the number is much. And despite the poverty, Nigerians are giving birth almost every day. If you go to the IDP camps, you see that people that were in the IDP camps some years back, they almost doubled the people that came there because they are producing almost every day. So the issue is corruption and population.
Now, before you go ahead, I observed your submission ever since we started the program. It's been centered around Nigeria's population and all that. Now, I want to ask of other people's opinion because I still not to get exactly what the picture you're trying to paint is. Barrister Adetoyin, but do you think our population has something to do? Is there any correlation between the population of the country and where it is now?
Issue of development centers around population.
Okay.
If you have fewer people, you look at the age, bracket. If they are very, very old or aged people, the economic growth of the country will be stunted. But if you have a youthful population in majority, and God bless Nigeria as we had it, because the growth rate in Nigeria is measured. We have, especially in northern Nigeria, they give birth freely. So you cannot even quantify. So that's why we are saying at over 200 million Nigerians now. 2006 census figure. So the approximate growth, the Bureau of Statistics, the office are there. When there is growing unemployment in Nigeria, and somebody who becomes a head of state or president, ordinarily what that person will just do is to say this: I'm going to create jobs based on the population. The incumbent president said one thing or that it is very difficult to plan because of our increasing population growth. Because when you plan for 50 people, and tomorrow it is 100 people. So this imbalance will have been annexed. Our leaders will have optimally utilized this population growth. Because the bigger your population, it should be more productive. Those who should go to the farm, those who should be productive in the mechanized farming, in the agricultural sector, in the factories, indoors and everywhere, should do so, not just white collar jobs, not white elephant jobs, where people are in abroad are collecting salary in the civil service.
Okay.
And those who are so old are sitting there.
Our time is.
That is the population index issue. It should be utilized, not a disadvantage.
We have to go very soon. But before that, Professor Aborishade, from lack of political will, according to unanimous submission here, lack of political will and increase in population, what is the way forward?
Well, the way forward, as the Prince has said, there must always be hope. I am hopeful that Nigeria can develop a sustainable democratic process.
All right.
But a lot of work has to be done. And I'm challenging the youth. It is not through Yahoo Yahoo. It is not by migrating over through Libya to Europe that we are going to develop Nigeria. Nigerians we are blessed. Human population, we are blessed. And as both participants have said, it is the population that will develop if we develop an economy. Today, we are just beginning to develop an economy. We've never had an economy.
ọ̀dà professor borisade mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ àdúpẹ́ ní ọwọ́ yín àjọ ń pé ibi tí a ti mọ gé pékeré lórí ètò àkànṣe ètò tí a gbé kalẹ̀ fún àyájọ́ òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè nàìjíríà mo dúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ní ọwọ́ barrister yẹmi adétóyìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé o pàpẹ́ yín pẹ́ jẹ́ professor borisade adúpẹ́ pé àpèyìn pẹ́ jẹ́ wa tọ́ ọmọọba dàpọ̀ adépọ̀jù adúpẹ́ pé àpèyìn tí ẹ jẹ́ wa bísí.
Yeah, it's Nigeria's independence, and the best we can do is to continue being hopeful of a better Nigeria, just like everyone has opined today. Thank you so much for listening, and we have to go. My name is Olabisi Olaniyi-Oluwasegun.
Nigeria yìí tí gbogbo wa ní kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sí ibòmíràn tí a lè lọ àjò lè dàbí ilé ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan gbé kémi gbé.
88.9 FM, your choice station.